Conversations are one of the main social set pieces during which we build or indeed lose trust. And here are a couple of things to look out for in yourself and in other people. Things, social devices that are completely genuine, that we do by accident, and that can make a big difference, especially in the early formation of a relationship. The first one is interrupting. Picture the scene. You're in a conversation, you're getting all excited because it's about your pet topic, and then you find yourself interrupting the other person. What tends to happen is then we'll say, "Oh no, sorry, you go ahead," knowing full well that what we would prefer to happen is for them to say, "No, carry on," and then we, as the interrupter, carry on. It's very tempting because we don't want to lose our place in the conversation. If you want to gain trust and deserve it, stop talking and say, "No, go ahead," thereby giving up your place in the conversation and generously giving it to the other person who had it to begin with. So that's the first thing. You will notice when you do it how tricky it is, how difficult it is to control ourselves, to not just carry on talking. Far from being a small thing, what that actually signifies is that when you apologise, you mean it. When you give the place back in a conversation to somebody, you mean it. So that's the first thing. The second thing is closely aligned to it, and that is to do with self-awareness. So let's talk about me. One of the things I tend to do in conversations, yes, I interrupt a lot, you probably understand that, but I also tend to talk for too long. One of the things that builds trust between people is when those people, when the different players in a conversation, can demonstrate some sort of self-awareness. So what you might want to consider doing is, if you catch yourself going on too much, or not talking enough, or with a frown on your face that people have told you about before, or one of your little tics that you know could be off-putting to other people in the conversation, particularly if they don't know you very well, when you catch yourself doing one of those, point it out and let people know that you're noticing yourself. This is really reassuring. People see, people like it when we show that we're noticing ourselves. When we can show that we know we're making a mistake and we're prepared to admit it. It's a show of vulnerability, and it's worth the investment. So there are two things very closely linked to self-awareness. The first is stopping ourselves when we've interrupted somebody and not taking their turn away from them. And the second is being able to point out when we're doing something that's maybe not helpful in the conversation, and actually saying it out loud. There's a show of vulnerability. Have a good one.